Just start singing.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to episode 6 of season 3 of X with You Enthusiasm. You made it. Don't forget, this season is brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola, just fucking drink it. And of course, we also dedicate this season to Malcolm Jamal Warner and Danielle Spencer, Theo from The Cosby Show, Dee from What's Happening. We love them. We thank them for all the laughs. But I do have an update on. I mentioned this guy that my lobby, my building is driving me crazy because every time I go through, I'm going through every 2 hours because my Panera Sip Club membership, braggy, deal with it. And it's not enough to do this stopping, or just hey, hello, good morning with this guy the first time. Every time I go through, he tries to jump in and get something going, and it's like I'll be happy to do a stop, as Larry would say, stop and chat. And the first time I see you, I'll do a full on hey. Well, as soon as I learn his name, hey, John, how's it going? How's the kid? Did she crush her English class? Awesome, high five, boom. As long as the rest of the day, every time I see you, just a nice, thoughtful nod, and that's it. Let's keep rolling. This is going to start stressing me out. And also, I saw him wandering around my hallway, which I was going to joke that it's a bit like the guy Ramon from the Seinfeld episode when Ramon wants to be Jerry's friend, so he just follows him around. And I was thinking, well, which one am I in this case? But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, well, maybe this guy lives in the building. Like, what am I? I thought, because sometimes they're gone from the desk, and I think they're doing rounds. I assume, sometimes they walk around and just check shit out. But now I'm doing this thing where I should stop this and not let people ever hear this, because now I hear myself, I'm like, why can I not just assume this guy lives in the building? And yes, of course, he's a black guy, and I don't know where he's from. He's got a foreign accent, and now I'm basically like, how can this guy be in my building? And I'm an asshole. Great, awesome, great start to the fucking show. On a lighter note, I think I have cracked, because you people know part of what I love about bebopping through around Wegmans is when you see little kids and you get to do a funny face or crack them up or say something. I think I've landed on the perfect, not joke, but nice little funny bit to get them laughing and feeling good and whatever. Any situation where I can go, whoa, buddy, I don't want any trouble. Can also be, if there's more than one, I go, hey, fellas, I don't want any trouble here. If I can, I put in my arms, and that old routine always crushes. The kids love it. I get a kick out of it. The parents, the kids always have parents. It is like, it's not a Chuck E. Cheese. I get a laugh out of them. It's a win-win-win. Although now I'm thinking about it, I also do the same thing with dogs. If I'll either do my solemn, if there's 2 dogs, I do a solemn nod, fellas. But sometimes I do with dogs. I'll also do the hey, if they're coming at me, like some dogs are like super friendly, they just want to come up. Sometimes then I'll do the hey, I don't want any trouble here, fella. So I guess when it comes to greeting dogs and kids on the wild, I kind of treat them the exact same. I tell you who I'm treating like shit is myself, because if you guys remember, a while back I took a principled stand against Peacock because I don't even know why I have it. It's all for The Office, but I have The Office on Apple. I own it. Welcome to session 2 of Bragging Camp. I kind of tell myself I like to have the old SNL stuff there. I basically kind of kept it around for my nephew, so I'm going to throw him under the bus. But finally I snapped because I went to watch The Office, and there's commercials. Commercials in The Office on these streaming services. I know they're all going to ads, but that just seems like a bridge too far. But of course, this principled stand of mine, looking down the barrel at this the Office reboot or whatever that with Oscar coming. Of course, I crumpled like today's newspapers or whatever the fucking something about a piano player or something, suitcase maybe. I don't know. I of course have crumpled already, and by a while back, it's probably 3 weeks since I stuck it to Peacock. So now I got Peacock again. Just started watching an Office episode, and boom, it's already been like half commercials, half episode. So I'm gonna blame my nephew for this one. But even though I own it on Apple, I kind of like watching it on Peacock as a streaming service because even as ridiculous as it sounds, even though it's not like the old days where we're all literally watching the same shit at the same time, at least I do feel like it's closer to a connection with other people watching as opposed to watching on Apple. I don't think that makes much sense, but I said it out loud, so now I have to stick to it. Anyway, today's Kirby Enthusiasm episode we're going to be talking about is artificial fruit. Artificial fruit from, I should have this ready to go in front of me. Artificial Fruit, Season 10, Episode 3. Larry gets the chance to clear the air with Alice and goes to extreme lengths for a lunch with Richard. Okay, Alice is the girl she accused him of sexually harassing her at work, and I think this is Artificial Fruit is in relation to this lawyer. We talked about Inside Sitting, where Larry tried to use his bathroom and couldn't or whatever. This episode premiered, interestingly enough, on February 2nd, 2020. That didn't sound... That's terrible date rhythm. February 2nd, 2020. First of all, that's one of my grandfather's birthday, February 2nd. Woo! It's one of my oldest Xmas Time posts, actually, was about that in Groundhog Day. And getting my first... he gave me... My grandfather was born on February 2nd, 17, blah, blah, blah. He got me my first ever radio, which is where I fell in love with music, like old music and everything. So, got to thank him for that. Anyway, so it's interesting. So that is 222020, the date. So I went to, just to thrill you people, I said, well, what did I post about on my brilliant blog, Xmas Time, that surely you people are big fan, you follow along with every day. I don't need to tell you people that, although I will. And on that day, February 2nd, 2020, one of my posts was about that day, the first palindrome day in over 900 years. I'll read it to you. It is February 2nd, 2020, or 02022020, in both the blah, blah, blah date format and the blah, blah, blah date format. In other words, the way we do it and the way Brits do it. I had this joke once about, did they schedule D-Day for June 6th? So it would be 6/6. Otherwise, it feels like June 7th. You know, God forbid the Brits show up a month later to the beach. Like, oh, shit, guys. I have a feeling that's why it's June 6th. And just after 2 a.m., it was 020220 on 02022020. Everybody follow me? Great. This is the only time such a date will occur this century. The previous palindrome date in all formats came 909 years ago on 11/11/11111, November 11th. The next will come in 101 years on 12/12/21/21, and after that there will not be another until 03/03/3030. Okay, that was awesome. And now I'm out of fucking breath reading a goddamn old post about a palindrome date. But also on that date that this episode, Artificial Fruit of Curb premiered, was David Treasure, British National Treasure, Sir David Jason, as in Del Boy Trotter of Only Fools and Horses, turned 80 on that day. So, lovely jubbly. All right, let's get into it. Artificial Fruit. And of course, this season of Xmas Your Enthusiasm brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola. Just fucking drink it. Oh, and we're starting out on a happy note. Larry's trying to track down its legendary pastry chef to make these scones. Because, of course, this season he's opening the Spite store to fuck with Mocha Joe, who we love. So we found the guy, and he's actually, we see he's played by William Stanford Davis, as in Mr. Johnson, the hilarious janitor in Abbott Elementary. So happy, delightful surprise opening up this episode. We'll see if they get in a fight. We'll see if Larry can keep it together. Okay, Larry got out of there without getting in a dumb fight, which I usually don't report that, but I'm just happy because I love Mr. Johnson so much. So, all right, sorry. Wait, I'm not sorry. This is my show. Fuck that. Okay, so now Larry's in the lawyer's office, who I talked about in Side Sitting, and I just love this lawyer. I don't know why this actor isn't huge. He's just hilarious. He's perfect for this. All of a sudden, Larry gets up in the middle. The guy's talking, and he just gets up and walks over to this guy's bowl of apples and starts eating an apple. And the guy's like, "What the fuck?" Now he has other reasons. He's like, "I don't think you're taking this case seriously." Blah blah blah. But my whole thing is like, don't. It's so. Who does it? Just gets up. Just say, "Hey, do you mind if I have an apple?" I mean, who just gets up? Larry, you look like an idiot. Partly, it's not a big loss, but I just partly kind of also wanted to talk about how much I love this lawyer guy. So sorry, Larry. 0-1. Wait, again, not sorry. Fuck that. Now he pisses off the lawyer because he drops the now half-eaten apple in what looks like an immaculate waste basket next to the guy's desk. I mean, this thing looks like it costs more than my first car. Well, I said that it looks like it costs more than my last car. And so the guy's like, "Larry, what are you doing? You know, it's decorative. You know, don't just be." And Larry's like, "It's a trash can. It's a trash can." And it's like, once you look down in a trash receptacle in a fancy schmancy super rich lawyer's office and you see it's pristine, like you could, even if you're Larry David germaphobe, you could eat off of it. Maybe don't just drop your garbage in it. Larry, that's just stupid. Even for you, Larry, open your fucking eyes. 0-2. Okay, quick note. Of course, at the lawyer's office, they get in a little bit of a not even a real thing about real fruit being decorative fruit, the same as artificial fruit used to be. And so, of course, even though that conversation or narrative or it's never been in any context of any conversation ever, immediately about 90 seconds later, Larry's at Jeff and Susie's house, which has been at 1,000,000 times, and picks up an apple. I mean, how many apples is this motherfucker gonna walk around and pick up every fucking day, Mr. Ed? And she's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! That apple is artificial." And he's like, "Oh my God, that's incredible. It looks so real." So it's like the inverse. So there's going to be a lot of artificial fruit shit. I am not loving this fucking episode, other than I love Mr. Johnson and I love the lawyer. But all this talk about artificial fruit, if I can make a recommendation, when I think about artificial fruit, I think of Neil Simon's brilliant Barefoot in the Park, which of course the family business that the kid was bucking up against going into was they sold artificial fruit. So whenever I hear artificial fruit, I think of that, and makes me smile, unlike this fucking episode. And of course, Barefoot in the Park was Neil Simon's first play, led to, was Come Blow Your Horn, Odd Couple, Plaza Suite, on and on. And of course, my number one of all time that I've blathered on and on about to you people for 40 years now is The Star Spangled Girl, my all-time number one. Stop this podcast right now. Go read the play. Do not watch the movie. It is terrible. Read the play. It is LOL. I stole it one time for a 6th grade punishment paper, and the class made me reread it 3 times. So anyway, Neil Simon, Barefoot in the Park, Artificial Fruit. Also, this episode, just like the entire season of Xmas Your Enthusiasm, brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola, just fucking drink it. Oh, now Larry sees a picture in Jeff and Susie's house. Again, a house he seems to be at all day, every day, all the time. And what are we, 3 years after their divorce, however many couple years, he spots a photo of the 4 of them together at some vacation. And he and Susie get in a fight about, he wants it removed from the premise. It's painful. She shouldn't have it up. She's like, "Fuck you. It's my house. It's my whatever." And yeah, it's ridiculous. What are you, Führer David? you can't be telling people what picture. First of all, you're lucky anybody wants a picture of your shrinkled up fucking bald old ass up in their house, all right? Nobody's asking to get my picture up in their fucking house, all right? Believe me. So count your fucking blessings. And you can't tell people what, but you're 0-3, motherfucker. Bad start. Woo, woo. Laws in me. Ooh, now we see the always welcome Richard Kind, Larry's cousin, who just pops up randomly. Larry's going around with his new scones that he loves. Richard, what's his name on the show? Andy. And he tries it. He hates it. He's choking on it. Oh, this is so dry. Larry, of course, is crazily indignant. Larry, if you're looking on feedback for your fucking Spite store to take down Mocha Joe, you can't get upset when people don't just sit around and fire right in a country western song about you. Sorry, you're 0-4. I'm trying to think about the whole scone thing. Oh, great, I get 3 fucking calls a year. This is one of them. Fuck that. And I don't think I've had enough scones in my life. Like, they just seem like they're going to be dry to me, and there's just no need for them. Maybe when I was in London, braggy, table for one, braggy, table for one. I had them because, when in France. But I don't know. I kind of have no opinion on the scone thing other than I probably just would never order one. But anyway, we'll see. Larry's 0-4. Okay, now Larry's handed his first fucking win of the episode. He's at Andy's house. They're in the kitchen. And he goes to their trash can to throw something in it. And unlike the fancy lawyer's trash can, this looks explicitly like a kitchen trash can. It's got the silver lid, the blue trash bag coming out of it. But they jump on them. Oh, you're not supposed to actually throw trash in there. That's just a show can, as Larry put it. Absolutely ridiculous in this case. Larry handed a fucking win in that one. Andy, come on, bruv. And Miss Andy, I forgot her name, whatever. I don't mean whatever as in, I can't remember her name. I mean whatever as in she should only be earning 60% of what men do. All right. My suite of lawyers have called me, and they're going to shut this show down if I don't officially apologize to women. So, dear women, I apologize. I'm glad we can put this behind us. I've already forgotten what the reason was, but for a second time, Larry says something to a friend about the pain is too soon for with Cheryl. And I just realized, I double-checked, it's been 13 years. She left him in 2007, and it's now 2020. The fuck, Larry David? That bullshit. Okay, and FYI, Richard and Larry. First of all, good to see Richard. This is a fantastic episode for the guest stars. He and Richard are locked in some battle over who's going to pay for lunch. I'm paying. No, fuck you. I'm paying. I'm kind of not scoring it yet because it's kind of like everybody's being nice, so it's kind of nice right now and fun. I'm kind of letting it ride for right now, but I'll let you know if anything pops up from him. But right now it's just kind of adorable, kind of nice to see. Also, FYI, or whoever I started this bullshit with, Season 3 of Xmas Your Enthusiasm is, of course, brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola. Just fucking drink it. Hey, if I gotta watch some ads in the office, you people have to hear this bullshit, so I don't want to hear it. Okay, now he confronts Jeff about what they thought of the scones. And I've already forgotten what Jeff said, and I'm going to say this in a nicer way than I've said in previous seasons about why you should listen to Jeff. Whatever Jeff says about these fucking scones, Larry, famously, who doesn't eat, whatever Jeff says, and I'm looking at you like, are you hearing what I'm saying, Larry David? Whatever Jeff says about these fucking scones, you should listen to. But does Larry do that? No. Fuck you. He stomps off. Loss. Big loss. 1-5, Larry. Come on now. Okay, now, again, Larry sees a picture of Ted Danson, who's going to be, I guess, Robert E. Lee in some Civil War movie. It looks hilarious. And he flies into a rage because he tells Jeff about when Ted came to ask if he could start dating Cheryl last year. And again, I don't want to be heartless, but it's been 13 years. This has never really come up before. All of a sudden, Larry is curled up in his bedroom listening to Jesus and Mary Chain songs, crying. What is happening here? And I'm not saying, again, don't be hard. If somebody said anything about any girl I've ever liked right now, I'd be woohoo. But come on, Larry. I don't know what all this is about, but it's fucking bugging the fuck out of me. So, all right, we have Leon. I mean, this season, while I've loved being back in the third season of Curb, we haven't had a lot of Leon this season of Xmas Your Enthusiasm. But now we see Leon and he and Larry getting a little funny argument about who eats more disgusting shit, white people or black people. And Leon's like, wheatgrass and sushi, escargot, which at first I was like, yeah, Leon wins. But Larry comes back with pig knuckles, pig's feet, pig snout. That is worse for me. So I can't give Leon the win. I got to give Larry the win for that. He's 2-5 for the episode. And let's just say thank you for being here, Leon. Oh, welcome. Let's get some more Leon going. Okay, I don't like all these break-ins with the side notes, but now Leon, of course, Leon grabs what he thinks is an apple, bites into it. It's an artificial apple. And so, of course, now this incredible coincidence of suddenly there's an epidemic of people biting into artificial or not artificial fruit. Okay. And of course, I don't know if we've talked about this, but I've definitely written about it on my blog, which I know you people are just drenched in at all times. He breaks his tooth. This show between Larry and now Leon and Jeff did it. This show, especially Larry, is the Babe Ruth times Michael Jordan times Wayne Gretzky of breaking teeth. How many times does Larry break his teeth and have to go to the dentist, dental surgeon, or whatever? Now Leon's done it. Jeff does it. I don't know. Is this a thing for like rich Jewish people in Hollywood? It's incredible. Anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I'm going to try to keep the side notes down because this is an incredibly long episode, which I'm also getting a little bitchy about. So anyway, just remember that 2-5 for this episode. Larry's 2-5 right now. So you can kind of not hear it because of his, swallowing all his teeth, which happens every 10 minutes in Curb Your Enthusiasm. But Leon's yelling at him, why would you have fake fruit here? And Larry's defending it, which is, I'm like, why? You're the one that had a problem with it, and this problem that didn't exist in the universe until this episode. Why are you putting it out in your kitchen? So, fucking easy loss for Larry there. 2-6. And also, don't forget this season of Xmas Your Enthusiasm is brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola. Just fucking drink it. All right, now he's had brunch with Richard Lewis, and Larry's miffed because they brought his toast, and they're like, hey, we're waiting on your eggs. We'll bring your eggs when they're ready. And he's like, the toast and eggs have to come together. And Richard's like, fuck that, blah, blah, blah. And I have to agree 1,000% with Larry. Why even bring the fucking toast out? Just hold the toast. Do whatever. You got to bullshit your way through to hold the toast for the eggs. Otherwise, I'm going to just start getting nervous. He start picking. And before I know it, I've inhaled the fucking toast. And now come the eggs. And then I'm just going to be fucking depressed for the rest of the fucking century. So, sorry, Richard Lewis. David. Larry's 100% right about that. Do whatever you got to do to bring the toast and eggs together. It shouldn't be that complicated. 3-6, Larry David. All right, I had it backwards. They brought the eggs and they're waiting on the toast. Whatever. Same shit. But this line of bullshit through this episode of him suddenly can't fathom the idea of Cheryl, because now Richard shows up in the sweater that Larry gave him to get rid of it because it didn't want to be reminded of Cheryl. And he's like, how dare you? You can't show up in this sweater. And Richard's like, fuck you. I wear what I want. And man, Larry, I just can't get behind you on this whole sudden campaign after 13 years of like, I can't crawl from under my bed and face the idea of Cheryl. What the fuck? I just can't. I can't. 3-7, Larry. Richard wins that one easy. And he looks good in the sweater. I'll say it. Maybe that's what Larry's really fucking upset about. Sorry, Larry. I mean, does he look Ted Danson all dolled up in a Confederate uniform good? No. But still good. Still good. Okay, so now part of Larry's punishment with the whole sexual harassment thing is I guess he's giving a speech at this transgender, I believe, event, and he's meeting this woman that he's going to introduce, give a speech with Laverne, and they get in a little tiff because he wants her to introduce him as, he speaks 6 languages, he can turn into a werewolf and dunk a basketball and all this bullshit, and she's saying you can't do that. And he's like, sure you can. That's the whole point of it. And I gotta side with Larry on this one. This whole thing is bullshit. You showing up to speak an event just because you just do whatever, and then let him be lambasted for it. Lambasted, lambastaya, little lambzalaya. And just let it do whatever. I side with Larry on this. Just load up the bullshit. Who cares? 4-7. Oh, and foreshadowing. He went to shake her hand or give her a hug, and she backed off. She said, sorry, I've got a bad cold. You don't want to do that. So I think that's going to be important in a minute. Yeah, anyway. Okay, we have a rare, unforced, unrepulsed loss for Larry. Now with Laverne, he just starts, of course, if you give him more than 0 seconds, he'll just start asking incredibly ridiculous questions about transgender people. And can you donate this organ, that, whatever the dumbest questions you can picture an old motherfucker back 5-6 years ago or whatever asking in this situation. That's what it was. And to her credit, I mean, God bless her, she just didn't even say anything. She just kind of nodded her head and said, okay, well, anyway, and moved away. But thankfully for Larry, she was that gracious, but he was so egregiously shitty, terrible. I've got to ding him. Another loss there. So 4-8 right now, this episode. 4-8, Larry David. Let's see how the big finish goes. Okay, now we have an exact fucking note-for-note repeat performance of the sweater thing with the fucking Cheryl Holocaust memories Larry can't handle. Cousin Andy comes walking in. Now he's got the sweater on, and Larry flips out. I fucking can't. Another loss. 4-9. Most things I fucking find in life. This is just fucking baffling. Okay, now Larry gets an easy win handed because I've been waiting for this moment. Cousin Andy's wife had asked Larry to do a doodle for some event, and I wrote it down because she literally said, doesn't matter what it looks like. Because Larry tried to tell her, hey, I'm not an artist. And she's like, it literally doesn't fucking matter. We're just going to auction it off for cash. And so, of course, now at the event, she whips it out, so to speak, at Larry. She's yelling at him, you know, this is bullshit. How this isn't art, this isn't the doodle. And he's like, you fucking said that this is the best I could do. You said it didn't matter. And easy win for Larry. She literally said it doesn't matter what it fucking looks like. He told her he was a shitty artist. Easy win for Larry. He finally gets 5 wins for this episode. Congratulations. Okay, now after watching Cousin Andy's wife ball up his doodle and throw it in the trash, Larry gets in an argument with Christine Lottie, the actress, still bringing the ruckus, I'd like to say, because she has, her doodle is like this amazing piece of art, and Larry's like, that's bullshit, that's real art, that's not a doodle, and she says, yes, it is. And I sat with Larry on this one. This was a great piece of art. That was not a doodle. That's bullshit, Christine Lottie, and you probably paid some kid to do that. So Larry gets the win. Ooh, he's coming back in this episode, ladies and gentlemen. And that is 6-9, Larry David. Whoops. Now she fucked up. She says Larry's doodle is because shitty doodles because of his entitled white male privilege. And Larry, of course, is outraged. And I do, as much as I would love to throw Larry under the bus for this, for white male privilege or whatever, I would eat that up with a fucking spoon. Again, in his defense, what's-her-face literally said it doesn't matter what it looks like after he fairly well protested, I'm a terrible doodler, drawer, whatever. So I can't have Larry lose that one. This being white or whatever had nothing to do with it. So boom, another win. 7-9 Larry. This could be the greatest comeback of all time. Oof. At least until the next time I actually speak to a woman. Boom, another. I mean, this is incredible, ladies and gentlemen, what we're witnessing. Christine Lottie, a lady, whatever, brings the ruckus, part 6. hands him another one. She's like, "Oh, you don't even give a shit about this event." He's like, "Oh yeah, guess what?" He pulls out the speech. He's like, "I'm giving a fucking speech in your face." And she's like, "Yeah, remember?" And they go back and forth. You know what? That is in your face, Christine Lottie. Wow, Larry is almost all the way back here at 8 and 9, ladies and gentlemen, 8 and 9. And let's not forget in the meantime that this whole season 3 of Xmas Your Enthusiasm is brought to you by Pepsi Cola. Pepsi Cola. Just fucking drink it. Unfortunately, he doesn't get to deliver that speech that we're so looking forward to because as Laverne is introducing him to the audience, she goes in to hug him, and of course he pulls away violently, I should add, because she has a cold, and ta-da, the crowd reacts just like a normal crowd would, virulently attacking him, literally throwing shit, booing him off the stage, and she is a black transgender woman standing there as this white privileged guy, rich guy, just was apparently physically repulsed by her, and he is getting shredded. And Larry, I know we talked about this before, I think the previous episode, about sometimes just go and get a little brush hug, little barely hug, and then go boil your shriveled up fucking body already or whatever. Do whatever how do you not know this is going to go fucking terribly? Anyway, I just can't. Okay, 8 and 10 right now for the episode. Also, let me point out on a side note, Richard Lewis is cussing. He's been funny this whole episode, but his cussing in particular has been beautiful, like a privilege to witness. I don't know, I haven't noticed it before. I'll be looking for it since afterwards, but his cussing is just lights out Hall of Fame this episode. So, and there's not a real update on he and Larry's big who's going to pay for lunch. Fuck you, I'm going to pay, because again it's still so adorable. But I'll let you know if there's an update. Alert the fucking media, another broken fucking tooth in the Larry David universe. Fucks. Okay, and I'm sorry for all these side notes because it's a long episode. I'm trying to talk as fast as possible to get y'all fuckers out of here, but just seeing him and Leon, because they're commiserating with their chipped tooths because of this weird universe, just seeing the two of them sitting there commiserating in easy chairs in February of 2020 reminds me of right when we were started lockdown. I was like, can we get a whole season of Curb where it's just Larry and Leon locked down together, just the two of them driving each other fucking crazy all season? I would pay money to see that. Didn't happen, unfortunately, but just seeing the two of them sitting like that reminded me of that, along with the timing of this episode come out on February 2020. But anyway, okay, now there's some ridiculously, absurdly long scene as part of the whole Larry, who's going to pay for the meal. Larry gave the restaurant the credit card, and I don't know who gives a shit. The whole thing is excruciatingly long and entirely set up so that Jeff and Leon and Larry can show up at some funeral or something with their chipped teeth so that they speak with some offensively weird accent like they're making fun of Latinos. The whole thing's a fucking waste of time. Another loss. 8 and 11. This fucking episode's just not fucking ending. I can't. Okay, so now Larry just happens to run into the girl who's suing him for sexual harassment at an elevator, and he wants to get into an argument with her about why he should be forgiven for not hugging Laverne, and it's a fight. Why? I can't. I just fucking can't, Larry David. I can't. 8 and 12. All right, thank God. There's some more dumb shit, but this fucking bastard's finally over. So yeah, that goes 8 and 12 for that episode. So another second loss in a row, or a second out of 3. So anyway, let's see. 8 and 12 takes him to 49 and 30 for the year. So he's still crushing it. Yeah, not a great episode. Fantastic cast. Even again, like I said, it's great to see that lawyer again. Fantastic cast. Nice Three Stooges homage at the end. Incredibly stupid and silly, but I love the Stooges. So, nobody could pull another motherfucker across the room by the face like those guys. And I mentioned them earlier. Indirectly, a great reason to talk about Neil Simon, thanks to Artificial Fruit. So anyway, 8 and 12 for the episode, Larry David. Thanks everybody for listening to Xmas Your Enthusiasm, and we'll talk to you next time. I am out of fucking breath.